guys. Hope everybody's doing good. Again, can't apologize enough for my time away. But thank you for the wonderful emails. Thank you for the support. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. You know, it does me no good if I'm not honest with you guys. I share personal things so you know I'm just like you. I'm just like you. I have things happen. I have things happen that I never thought in a million years would happen. Ever. Ever. Okay? But again, he makes me experience them. And I think too, you know, it's so we don't judge. And I said this over and over. Do not judge anyone for anything unless, okay, you have walked the exact same footsteps. I mean to the T. Unless you have spoken every word in prayer too. Like, unless you have prayed every single word, mimic word for word, and you have walked and experienced absolutely everything that that other person has, don't judge anybody. Because what happens, God makes you feel it. Makes you feel it. Makes you experience it. You know? When we're young, we're foolish. You know, we're foolish. You know, I said I was going to have perfect kids. I said, I'm not having kids like those over there. You know, my sisters, my nephews, who are wonderful, wonderful now, really. But when they were young, you know, and I babysit them, I was like, I'm never having rotten kids like that. My kids are never going to do that. And my kids are never going to do this. And la 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 la. And you know, did I, you know, say something maybe about, I don't know. I don't remember, you know, younger years. I don't know. Maybe I never understood drug addiction, you know? Never understood it. Never experienced it because it wasn't in my family. You have to understand. My mother, again, I have to say this because of generational blessings. That's what we all want. We want generational blessings for our children, our children's children, on down the line. We were under an umbrella when my mother was alive, and that came from her family, okay? She was so tender-hearted. She was truly, truly, true. And I know we all love our mothers, but I mean, this woman, she would say, well, the good Lord willing, you know, you're going to go there, well, the good Lord willing. She was funny, and she wasn't perfect. She'd say, oh, you know, she never cussed bad or nothing, but once in a while, a little, oh, something came out, you know. She'd say, oh, can't believe you know. But she had 9 kids. You think how tired that woman was? She'd be so tired. So tired. She was 43 when she had me. I'm 51. Oh. And she you know, she didn't complain. She just kept going. But she loved. She had this ability to love. Pure love. My brothers and sisters, and you have family, and you get divorced, and you remarry, and you bring in other children from a previous marriage, and you have this, you know, the stepchildren, step-grandchildren. You would never know, never, who was her real grandchildren and who was her step-grandchildren. Never wouldn't show a difference. But this blessing, you know, the Lord knew. He always knows what we can take. He doesn't give us more than we can take or more we can handle. And he knew that she could never withstand anything happening to her children or her grandchildren. She just was not that strong of a person when it came to that. And there was an umbrella over us, and we all knew it. I'm telling you, we all knew it growing up. My mother died in 1996. You know, my sisters and I were like, you know, and the bad things that happened to our family happened after that time, after my mother was not here to see it. Not that there was really, I mean, my sister was shot in the head. I had a sister that was shot in August 2001. Her husband Actually, they were my age now. They were 51 at the time. He just snapped. Quiet farmer snapped. Just became delusional and thought she was going to leave and shot her in the back of the head and then killed himself. And she survived. And the doctors say, it had to be the hand of God that stopped that from hitting your brainstem, because it's less than a millimeter away from her brainstem. So her survival rate was just very, very, very low. But she did. And she has no brain damage. None. And then the death of my son. But I mean, we were blessed with, we didn't have any drug addiction or, I don't know, ongoing things. And you think 75 grandkids. No. When I say this, we are far from a perfect family, okay? But we kind of roll with the punches, right? We don't, they all worked, got jobs when they were young, and went through the typical, they'd go to parties in high school, and speeding tickets, and one got arrested for, a couple of them got arrested for DUIs, things like that. But I mean, when they were younger, but nothing horrific, And so, being the baby of that family, I got to see my mom and dad, differently than my brothers and sisters. And my kids were the baby's kids, so my mom and dad loved them all the same, but since I was their baby, my kids were their babies. It's hard to explain, but I never thought I would experience. I never in a million years thought my daughter, my gifted overachiever daughter, okay, would have a baby and never be married. That just never even crossed my mind one time ever. Just, I mean, not that it was a bad thing, not that it was a bad thing, but if somebody had asked me, I'd never thought that ever. Would I ever thought that any of my children would be addicted to drugs, especially my youngest, Taylor, was my most sweetest child? Never. But see, just experience those, I don't know why. I go, why is me? Why wasn't it you, Why me? I don't ask that anymore, but I did for a while. But whatever it is, you get through it, You get through it, you learn by it, and it's not overnight. It's just not overnight, okay? So I know now, whenever he puts me through something, there's a reason. It's not for naught. It's not for naught. There is a reason that he has put me through it. I want my children to be blessed. From my walk with the Lord, just as my mother's children were blessed. And so, you can do that. We can do that. We can do that. You just have to know how. And it's not hard. It's an everyday thing. It's just a lifestyle. It is a lifestyle. Okay? It's something that eventually comes so natural every day. And Lord, please, it's in your prayers. It's how you give him your day. It's your relationship. It's your walk. And it grows and it grows. And it's just your life. It's the way it is. And because he loves you so much, and he's so pleased with you, and he sees you're moving every day toward him just more and more and more, it's so pleasing to him. He blesses you. Okay? He blesses you. And again, our heart's desire. And I would think that most parents, that children, that's your biggest heart's desires is the blessings of your children. And this is what carries on, okay? So, some people, they don't even know why that they have so lucky in life, or but it's and maybe that people don't think they deserve it because maybe they're not, you know, the best of the people. But there was a blessing somewhere, generational, through their family, that continues to cover that particular generation, our family. You understand? And it's still upon them because God, He's a true and fair and honest God, and He doesn't lie. And so if He has blessed someone's family, their children's children, that blessing will continue. We may not think, people don't understand things like this. They'll look and they're like, well, nothing ever bad ever happens to them, or blah, 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 blah. Like I said, there's a blessing upon that family that God has given back to the ancestors, okay? Or if you look and they don't have that someone who was close to the Lord, then they belong to the enemy, and the enemy will never let them fall. And so they will never want for anything, because we know when people turn to God, it's during trauma, tragedy, disaster, heartbreak, whatever it is. That's when they turn to Him, and He knows that. So the ones who are right here all the time, not bad people, but they really don't go out of their way for anybody. They never hurt for anything. Never have lack of money. Never. Everything just goes their way all the time. Their life is just status quo all the time. None of this, okay? They're like this. And the enemy has them. And the enemy keeps them right there. He keeps them happy. He keeps them fed. He gives them whatever he needs, because he doesn't want them to fall. Because when they fall, they turn to God. So he's going to continue to give them the jobs, the income, the school, whatever it is to take to get them happy. He's going to do it. So don't ever envy them. Don't ever envy them. You understand? Don't. But these blessings, I think I do. I think back at my mother and how it was. I don't think my dad's side had it. I don't know. I didn't know my grandparents on that side, but my mother's side, I know. But it's not, it can be turned. We can break curses, and some are cursed. I met a woman last year, had a hard life. You could just look at her and tell she had a hard life. She was raising her grandkids. Not one, not two. I mean, she was raising I don't know, a lot of them. And she was, most of her, I don't know how many of her kids were in jail or in drug rehab. I mean, on hard stuff, right? And then her grandkids were too. Oh, my heart just broke. Generational curse. Generational curse. We got to break them. We got to break them. When you have one, you can look back and see the same things repeating themselves. They say it's genes. Well, yeah, genetically, but you can break them. But they're curses. They're curses. That's what they are. I say this because sometimes we don't understand. We don't understand the things that happen to us in our life, okay? But when you stop asking why and you just go through them, that's when He'll show you. That's when He'll let you know, okay? That's when He will show you the reasons. I might not like it, but I understand it. I truly understand it. I know that nothing is done. He doesn't allow anything in my life unless He needs me to feel it, know it, see it, experience it, for whatever reason. I might not get that reason now, today, but I'll get it. I'll get it. It's like that light bulb going off. He shows me every time. That has made life so much more peaceful for me. It's made my days peaceful. We don't have to have fireworks in our everyday, okay? It's you know, gosh darn, wouldn't we love to have them? I mean, good ones, you know, but sometimes people experience a lot of bad fireworks in their life during the days. It's just constant, okay? And if you're a true child of the Lord, you're going to have him till the end. That's just the way it is. Because you have somebody constantly coming at you. He wants to take you, right? He hates us. The enemy hates us. And he wants to snatch you away from God. And he's going to keep going till the end. But when you know this, I mean, really know it, it's part of your life, and you understand it. When you quit fighting it, when you stop fighting what is causing you unbalance, you know, or is causing you tears, you know, and heartache. Because when we are in need, when we or are in pain, you know, physical pain, or we are in need for our things of life, it's very easy to dwell on those and to go into that worry, and let our mind go. And when you don't understand, when we all think that we've taken the right steps and we've been good, you know, we've been good people, but our life doesn't show it. I mean, the rewards around us and in front of us are not showing our good heart, our you know, what it's not. And so, but know this: when you begin to understand why he's allowed these things in your life, and why he's allowed you to experience them, see them, know them, it's so much easier to walk through your days with all that going on around you, okay? It doesn't stop you in motion then. Because how many times do you just sit down and think, I don't even know. It just overwhelms you. It consumes you. You know, I just don't understand. I don't understand. And it just steals minutes and hours away from your day. Well, you know, when you have these things going on, you know they're there. You know it's, you know, until he blesses us or gives us what we need or makes a provision for us, we're there. So expect these things in our life, and if God has allowed them, there's a reason. So what I'm saying is, stop fighting them. Stop fighting them, and just walk. You have to have that spirit of peace upon you, even with all that going on around you, okay? Even with all that going on. And just know, if it's going to pass, you're going to get through it, probably another one's going to come, but that God has you. And he's not allowing it unless there's a good reason. But see, you always have to know he has you. Arlo just smashed that door, kicked it to get down here. He's so bad. You don't understand what I'm trying to say. I don't know if this is coming out clearly. It's like with all the bombs going off around you. It's what it is. It's okay. It's okay. I don't worry about it. It's all right. I'll get through it. He'll get through it. He'll let me through it. And that's how you have to be. Okay? That's how you have to be. Fear. Fear will overtake you. Fear. Fear of tomorrow. Fear of what's tomorrow going to hold. You know, I can't take another day of this. I can't take another day of this. You know, tomorrow it becomes fear, and fear consumes us, and fear is not from God. And the enemy wants us to stand in that fear, and he wants us to stay in that fear. Fear is, it paralyzes people, completely paralyzes you. It ruins your life. I went through a horrible time of fear. Not fear, afraid of somebody. Fear of I'll do another video and I'll get into that. I'll get into it. But it's fear. It paralyzed. It paralyzed me, you know, and it caused havoc that didn't need to happen. Okay, so had I always been a fearful person? No, no, I hadn't. But fear. I'm gonna do another video. Okay, see you soon.